It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BC TV's Nightly News Roundup. I'm tonight's host, Roland Boyden, and this is 5:45 Live. Tonight, Bernie slams the banks, Vermont Yankee torques up operation, plus grand theft basket, 1,500 apple pies in the oven, and a whole lot more. And remember, we do it all in 15 minutes, something, and you can probably tough this one out.
I think more and more people understand that if we're going to get out of this recession, if we're going to create the millions of jobs we desperately need, you know what? You have to look at Wall Street. These are the crooks who have plunged us into the horrendous economic situation we're in right now.
Welcome back to 5:45 Live. That's Senator Bernie Sanders on MSNBC this weekend, courtesy of Sanders' YouTube channel. The username is Senator Sanders. You can get the latest updates from the longtime independent and keep tabs on his appearances in the mainstream media by subscribing to his channel. The topic this week for Bernie, the Occupy Wall Street protests, which began in New York City this past month and have spread across the nation, including the Green Mountain State, where over the weekend Vermonters turned out in Burlington to join the crowd. Over the weekend, it was also Basketville that was victim again of a second burglary in as many weeks, and they've joined the ranks of several other Putney businesses which have been victimized by a series of robberies. And the Windham County Sheriff's Office, along with the state police, believe that they are connected. The Brattleboro Reformer reported earlier today that the popular Route 5 Arts and Crafts store sustained significant property damage in addition to the theft of cash. Among the businesses targeted this past month are the Putney Diner and Christian Square. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Brattleboro Barracks of the Vermont State Police. Next, a broken recirculation pump that had plagued Vermont Yankee for nearly a week has been fixed, allowing the plant to return to full power. With one of the two pumps out of commission, the plant was forced to operate at less than 50%, though the Entergy nuclear-owned facility in Vernon is already scheduled to shut down for refueling in 5 days. Earlier, I spoke with Vermont Yankee Entergy Nuclear Director of Communications Larry Smith about the plant's continuous attention in the local media.
You pick up the paper most days, and there's something about Vermont Yankee or Entergy in it. But interesting to note, we in 2011 conducted our own poll of voters, and it was 45% that favored the continued operation of Vermont Yankee. 41 were opposed. The Doyle poll, taken at town meeting this year, identical results of 15,000 registered voters who went to town meeting. 45% in favor of continued operation of the plant, 41 opposed. And another public policy group did what's called robo-calling of about 1,200 Vermonters, voters. And again, the same breakdown, 45 in favor of continued operation, 41 opposed. Not a majority, but a plurality. And that has been constant for the last couple of years.
Promised. With that, it's time to hit our calendar. All right, and welcome back to the calendar section here. Tomorrow at 6:30 at the Putney Library, Transition Putney is hosting an evening with Dana Gardenstein as she discusses In the Aftermath of Irene, Part 1, Sharing Our Stories. And in addition, tomorrow night the Brattleboro Select Board is holding its first regularly scheduled meeting of the month. That goes down at 6:15 p.m. on the second floor of this very 230 Main Street Municipal Center, just north of the library on Main Street. And of course it'll all be shown live on BCTV Channel 10. And be available the following morning on BCTV's Video on Demand at BrattleboroTV.org. And moving along in the week to Wednesday, the first Wednesday lecture series at Brattleboro Memorial Library continues with The Great Wave. And here's the press release for that I've spent all morning memorizing. Mount Holyoke College professor Christopher Benpay considers how Gilded Age New England intellectuals disaffected by America's materialistic culture treasured the image of old Japan, while the Japanese looked to New England for how to westernize their country. And also, I'll remind you that this Wednesday is the International Walk and Bike to School Day. And Green Street School here in Brattleboro is participating for the 6th straight year. This time they've got an eye on setting a record by adding 100 more participating students to the last year's mark of 200. So if you're a Green Street schooler, get out there, hop on your bike, or lace up your kicks and walk to the school, bike to the school, help them set that record. That's this Wednesday. And I'll wrap up our calendar coverage today with a look forward to this Sunday when the annual Apple Pie Festival in Dummerston will bring 1,500 pies to the table. 545 Live senior news correspondent Teresa Maggio has more.
What's more American than apple pie? Baking them together for a good cause. The 2 weeks of preparation have begun for the 42nd annual Dummerston Apple Pie Festival, to be held on October 9th in Dummerston Center. Volunteers for the Dummerston Congregational Church have been working from 9 to 12 every weekday morning and 6 to 9 every weeknight to prepare 1,500 apple pies from 90 bushels of apples donated by Dwight Miller Orchard in Dummerston.
We make 1,500 pies. We make about $20,000 in a day, and it's the reason I'm not part-time.
The bakers work at a fast tempo in the church basement. They welcome anyone who'd like to help.
Everybody has their job and everybody knows what to do.
A lot of these people you never see in church, but they come out to do apple pies.
The event also includes a craft fair at the Evening Star Grange, a pancake breakfast put on by the Dummerston Fire Department, baked beans, ice cream, Miller Orchard apple cider, and free parking. The Vermont Chamber of Commerce has named next year's Pie Festival one of its top 10 events for fall 2012.
I don't live here now, but I grew up here. My home, my heart is here.
This has been Teresa Maggio for 545 Live.
Again, the festival starts at 10 a.m. this coming Sunday at the Dummerston Congregational Church, and they'll just go until all the pies have been sold. And in addition to planning your attendance this weekend, you can help the cause by lending your pie baking skills to the festival. To respond to their desperately seeking baker's call, you can dial 802-254-9158. There you go. That wraps it up for the calendar for today. But if you want more events than that, because of course we can't cover them all here, then you can do what I do when I'm assembling this show and go to ibrattleboro.com, where their calendar is updated by organizations and individuals from all around the community. So it does provide the most up-to-date information there. And if we missed your event here on 545 Live, or you want more coverage than just me yakking away here, then email me, Roland@BrattleboroTV.org. You're definitely going to want to do that once you see the graphic I've got here. ROLAND@BrattleboroTV.org, and I can make sure that not only do we get your event listed here, but we can also get you on camera, you or someone from your organization, to put a face to your event. There you go, and with that, it's time for our BCTV Schedule Quick Glance. The Quick Glance is my daily opportunity to shamelessly plug what's coming up here on BCTV on both our Comcast cable channels 8 and 10. Let's take a look. We'll start the Quick Glance today with a look at Channel 8, where we have an 8 p.m. showing of the Community and Interfaith Vigil held in town to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. And at 10:15 p.m. tonight on Channel 8, you can catch the Voices for Vermont Irene Flood Relief Fund benefit concert, which includes the likes of world-renowned soprano Shyla Nelson performing on the steps of the State House. And then moving on to tomorrow on Channel 8, we have an 11 a.m. showing of Organic Money from local producer Emily Payton, which happens to be our Quick Glance video highlight for the day.
There's a dimension when we talk about our issues of money here, you know, green pieces of paper that you know, last a certain amount of time until they wilt and die.
And we'll move the quick glance along by heading 2 clicks up the dial to our government and education sister channel, Channel 10, and let's take a look at what's going on there. We have a live broadcast of the Vernon Select Board meeting starting at 6:30 p.m., followed by an 11 p.m. showing of the latest Brattleboro Development Review Board meeting. And tomorrow on Channel 10, we have a 6 a.m. showing of the latest Brattleboro Planning Commission meeting, followed by a at 9 a.m. with the return of the charismatic David Pakman Show, popular talk show that originated in a community radio station in Northampton, Mass. They'd made the jump to the small screen and now have their own show on Free Speech TV, which we carry along with many other access stations across the Northeast. Check that out. I know it's got a following, so we've brought it back, 9 a.m. tomorrow. And in addition to that, you can catch the rebroadcast of the dynamic and ever-entertaining 545 Live. We do this weekday mornings following a broadcast, so if I broadcast in the evening, then and you don't catch me, I know you try so very hard to get home in time to see 545 Live. If for some reason you miss it, tune us back in, 2 hops up the dial there at Channel 10. That happens at 10 a.m., which is followed directly by the live broadcast of BUHS TV, the high school's morning news advisory program. There you go. That's it's quite a lot of talking for me. I think I'm done for the day, which makes this a full lid. Thanks for checking in. But before you switch back to HSN NFL Shop, remember, we'll be back Wednesday with a breakdown on tomorrow's Brattleboro Select Board meeting, a look at the next issue of The Commons, a glance inside the WKVT studios with live and local host Steve West, all the headlines and events, and much, much more. For BCTV and 545 Live, I'm Roland Boyden saying good night, everybody.